It's dangerous to go alone. Take this.
And welcome to the realm of geekdom. This is nerd breaking news. The MVP conversation in the NBA is starting to get tight, especially after Luka's performance in the last couple of days. But before we get into that, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell so you don't miss any of our episodes. So let's jump right on in. Eagle, let's jump with you first. Tell us about the MVP conversations going on right now.
So it's very interesting, right? Like Luka out of nowhere decided to start playing. He looks healthier. Yeah, he finally showed up. Somebody called him up and basically said, "Hey, man, come on! It's the Lakers at the end of the day. You know, why don't you show up and do something about it?" And he probably said, "I was averaging 24 points a game." So yeah, that's not enough. You know, LeBron is old. It is what it is. Mm-hmm. But props to him, right? Whatever personal situation brought him to this, you know, to being who he is right now, which is a killer, making every single play, putting every single point. I think he's averaging 33 points a game, 10 rebounds and 12 assists, or reverse, like 12 rebounds and 10 assists. Either way, like he's killing it. He's destroying the league. The Lakers are winning somehow, some way. LeBron came back, and also, you know, he's just fitting in and trying to find his role. So it's interesting. I'll say this. I don't think so far right now, I don't think the Lakers have accomplished anything. I think still at the top of the East, there's two teams that are young, they're talented, and they're hungry. And I'm talking about OKC and San Antonio. San Antonio knows that their window is not that big as many people would say, just because of the fact that Wemby's health is up and down, right? It's better than most people, the most players his size. But even then, you would have to think that San Antonio knows that a frame like that is fragile at some point, right? So those two teams, I think, that are still, you know, in the standings, they're still ahead, right? And I still think that eventually, when come the playoffs, if they were to face the Lakers, I think on the best of 7, I don't think the Lakers would do it. I think the Lakers are still lacking a lot of talent. And mind you, I'm not saying that, I'm happy because of how Luka has played. If anything, this is what the Laker fans were expecting since he was traded to the Lakers, right? He had to go through the whole process of like, oh, listen, I was just traded from the team that I was expecting to stay my whole time, my whole career. I was going to be the second coming of Dirk Nowitzki in terms of staying with one team. Well, that didn't happen. He had to go through that. Then the whole criticism of, hey, you're not in shape. Well, he has had to go through that. And now the fact that there's a personal situation, his daughter's not with him, I think he's going to court. So I read. He's going through it pretty fine. But at the end of the day, the Lakers are now constructed to go, deep into the playoffs as it stands right now. I think that even Houston could pose, some challenges to the Lakers. So that's my take.
Go for it, Professor.
I love how in the end the Eagles fires a shot at the Lakers by comparing them to the trash Houston Rockets, and I 100% agree, because if the Lakers play the Rockets, they may not stand a chance, because at the end of the day, the Lakers are playing with fool's gold rather than house money. I think that the Lakers are doing better because LeBron has accepted his place as a role player. And that if anything, he deserves a lot more credit for their wins than Luka Doncic does. I think Luka deserves to be in the MVP race, honestly, in my view, for the first time in his career, because I believe that some of the prior years, he probably wasn't really a serious part of those discussions. But now I think he is. I think that he should be ranked around maybe the 3rd best player in the NBA. But I think that if we're looking at it reasonably, and y'all might disagree, but the MVP probably should go to Cade Cunningham when you're looking at it, when you're thinking about what he turned the Detroit Pistons into literally overnight. Because just the other day, they were hot Need I remind all of you out there, the Detroit Pistons were literally roadkill on the road. There was no signs of life, no hope, no change, no nothing. And this one man, through sheer force of will, brought all those guys together and made them look like something. So much so that even when he doesn't play, they still look like an elite unit. And I believe they have the exact same coach, don't they?
Who?
Exactly. Who? My point made. The coach doesn't even matter. at the end of the day,
Who's on first?
The Detroit Pistons are led by one man. Punctured lung or not, give that man his MVP. I don't want to hear any other name aside from Cade Cunningham. I appreciate what Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has done for the league this year, but we all know that so many of his points come from a strategic whistle. We all know it. If you take those points away, is he really better than Cade Cunningham? I know everyone out there is going to say no. Give that man his flowers. Give him his MVP. I don't want to hear nothing different. Now, as far as Luka Doncic is concerned, he doesn't even belong in the same sentence as those two right now. I'm sorry he doesn't. He offers no defense whatsoever. Negative defense. It's a traffic cone out there. Just go around. You'll be perfectly fine. Those other two, if you attack them, you're getting blocked, locked down. You're getting messed up. If you go against Shai Gilgeous-Alexander or Cade Cunningham, that's how it's supposed to be. That's what an MVP looks like. And Luka's close, but we can't forgive the complete lack of defense. I'm sorry. That's how I feel.
Kid.
All right, so I think it's pretty interesting that according to draft books, the top 4 MVP favorites are on the Western Conference, right? You got SGA, the free throw merchant. You got Luka Doncic, who left his defense in Europe. You got Victor Wemby, who I think is criminally he's getting under talked, he's getting underrated. For what he's done to the Spurs, the second seed in the West, I don't understand. He should get more love for what he's doing. And then my boy Jokic, and then Jaylen Brown. Those are the top 5. Jaylen Brown, I think Tatum screwed him. I think Tatum said, I can't have this. I need to come back and play. Because he saw
Petty,
Richard, and White, and they had no business being a top 3 East team with that roster. After they let go of Al Horford, Porzingis, and then let go of the whole squad they had, the Avengers they had over there. And I think Jason Tatum said, all right, nobody's talking about me. I'm injured. I'm out of sight, out of mind. I can't have my Robin be Batman. That's the one thing I think. I think Jaylen Brown got screwed because of that. 2, how Cade Cunningham is on the top 5. The draft books is criminal. He should be top 5. Wembanyama, I think the problem with Wemby is that people are expecting him to, fall. Eventually, injury is going to overtake him. I think he's at 57 games. TK, I think that's what we looked at as of today.
Yeah, that's how we looked at.
They beat the Heat earlier tonight. They destroyed Bam Adebayo right on schedule. Bam Adebayo can't kill anybody. But again, he tried. I got to give Bam a try.
Not a surprise, kid. Not a surprise.
Correct. But again, Bam tried. It is what it is. You got to give him credit for effort. The thing with Wemby is that he's to 57 games. Remember, the threshold to get the accolades this season is 65. It's rule for the last couple of years. I'm waiting for Wemby to hit 65 because then I'm going to go on a rant saying that give him the Defensive Player of the Year, give him all the awards, give him everything, get first team All-NBA. Anyways, I'm worried about Cade. Before I talk about the next 2 dudes, I'm worried about Cade because Cade has a collapsed lung. They won tonight against the Lakers. He's out indefinitely. We need to see how many games the Pistons got left, and we need to see how many games he's played total because it will be a damn shame for what he's done this season for the Pistons. And if he doesn't get All-NBA first team, he doesn't get – what else can we give him? All-NBA, MVP consideration? Like what he's done.
I'll say this. I don't think it should – like if he gets the most improved player of the year, I don't think that's just –
I will be livid. And I'm not even a Pistons fan. Yeah. Because think about it, Eagle. Right? I guess we'll do it later in the video. Who's the top 5 players in basketball? Cade Cunningham has to make that cut based on this season, not overall, based on this season. And then look, the next 2, right? Obviously, Luka Doncic. Let's be honest. First of all, I disagree with the professor's one part of the take. The rest of the take is amazing. There was a season, if we recall, where the Dallas Mavericks were like top 3, top 4, or something like that, and Luka was putting 30. So let's not, Luka. This is not. By the way, Luka's averaging 33.4. Eagle, you said that he averaging 10. He's not averaging double digits anywhere else. So he's averaging 33 and 4, right, points per game, 7.9 rebounds, 8.4 assists. By the way, his career 3-point percentage is 30. Yeah, it's in the 30s. His career 3-point is 35.2. That's horrible. And he's, by the way, he's second in the NBA in 3 points made. So what does that tell you? I'm gonna shoot a lot. I mean, only 35% of them, but he's still second made.
Volume shooter,
How many?
basically.
What
volume
percent?
shooter. Yeah, the volume shooter.
What percent?
35.2.
Oh.
Career, by the way, not even this season.
Ooh.
The thing with Luka Doncic is that you can't give me 9 games, and those 9 games, we had more time, we will go directly to all 9 games. But that Magic game 2 days ago, the last second, I forgot the Kennard. Luke Kennard hit a 3-pointer to win the game, and it was by the not a grace of God because he's a great shooter. It was just the Magic kind of messed up. They allowed that to happen. All that. Tonight you lost against the Pistons. It was a close game. You guys came back. Great job for the Lakers, but you lost a game against an MVP favorite. So you should have dominated the Pistons. And then obviously, I think we got to stop playing around. I saw this man live. If you breathe in SGA, he's going to get a free throw. I think we have to stop. I think the fact that they've been dominating the whole year. Now, he's got to be careful here. The Spurs are 3 games behind the OKC in terms of the standings. He's got to be careful here. He's got to continue to ball the next month of the end of the NBA season. He's got to continue to ball the next month of the NBA season, not only to solidify the first seed, but to solidify his second consecutive MVP. But let's just stop the nonsense. Despite Luka's brilliance and the Lakers' resurgence, it's SGA's MVP to lose. Let's just stop.
100% I agree. I love what the Lakers are doing. It looks like this team is united finally. They all kind of figured out what they want to do. And this could be momentum for them to be able to do something good towards the end of the season, but it's too late. I don't think that they're going to get too far in the playoffs, unfortunately, coming from a Laker fan. I don't think they will go too far. And unfortunately, it's just, this is nice, Luka. It really is. We wish we see more of this, continue balling out, but it's just a small sample compared to what we have overall, especially when you're looking at Wemby, SGA, Cade, which, by the way, Cade has played 61 games. So he's under the threshold.
He needs to come back for 4 more.
He needs to come back 4 more. If he's able to pull that off, then he'll get all the awards.
Oxygen tank. It's fine.
If I was the Pistons, I'd be like, come in and sub out. Just get those 4 games. They're not going to allow that. But, the jokes aside.
But yeah, so unfortunately, if Kay wants to get into this conversation, he needs to go get those 4 games, and hopefully he's able to come back because his career has this season has been amazing for him. Any final comments regarding this? Because I think we all kind of agree.
I'll say this: listen, probably during this 9-game winning streak, some Laker fans were excited about it, but the ceiling for this team right now is the second round exit. Yeah. That's just how I see it.
Yeah.
And we were only talking about Luka being the MVP or a candidate to the MVP because of the streak. Who knows if they get start winning again? Like the kid said, they just lost to the Pistons without Cade. But the West doesn't get any easier, right? No. Even the teams on the play-in, right? Like you still have the Golden State Warriors. You have a lot of teams that can make you sweat.
No, but they're third right now. So let's say, to the professor's point, okay, you don't get the Rockets, but you'll get Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards beat you last year in the first round. You think he's a friend of the Lakers? Yeah. Oh, my bad. You might get Nikola Jokic. Lakers fans don't want to see Jokic and Murray. So be worried about that first round. Don't even, you know what I'm saying? Like, to your point, I agree with your ceiling the second round. Yeah. Be careful who you play in the first round. If they play the Rockets, I think they're destroying the Rockets because Sangoon couldn't cover anybody. Sangoon is a freeway. Everybody goes through Sangoon. Kevin Durant's too old. And what ruined the Rockets is Fred VanVleet injury in the beginning of the year. That ACL, whatever, that big injury he got, that ruled the Rockets. Everybody knew who watched basketball knew that was done for the Rockets.
Because they forced Amen Thompson to be the point guard.
He's not. Yeah, and he actually decreased his productivity this year because of that. So and I like Tom. I'll say this, TK, and it's just it's a little it's for the LeBron fans out there. The joke around the league is that is Clutch Sports can't have Luka win. They don't want Luka to win. They can't have Luka win because if Luka Doncic wins the MVP, it diminishes LeBron. So anything that diminishes LeBron, they can't have that. But jokes aside, on a serious note, the Spurs have won 22 to 24 games. The last 24 games, the Spurs have won 22 games. And SGA and the Thunder are back in another winning streak. Like I think it's like 14 game winning streak. Good call. So you got these two monsters going at it, and we're seeing with our own two eyes. The ceiling, it could only go so far.
That is
It's
true.
dangerous to go alone.
All right, everyone. Well, thank you for tuning in. Let us know what you think about Luka potentially winning the MVP. Do you agree with us that it's outside, or do you actually believe that he's going to win it? Laker fans, this is your chance to shine. Other than that, thank you for tuning in. Keep your fandom alive and your wardrobe engaged. Until next time, fellow nerds, this is Nerd Breaking News.